so this looks a little bit different than last time that everybody saw it down here. Everything was unorganized. Well, it is still unorganized, but I put some shelves in here. I've got a couple different LS motors sitting here. The one I'm really thinking about is this LQ4. I've actually got an LQ9 under this right here. Nothing super special. It's actually a messed up motor. I'd have to have that one machined a little bit. And this is the 4.8 that come out of the Nova that I hurt. Then, over here in this corner, I've got a, golly, I don't even know what this one is. I think this one is it's written on there. Oh, it's a 4.8, 02 4.8. If I'm not mistaken, they said that thing had like 300,000 miles on it. And then this one right here is a 5.3 that I got, which is also like 300,000 miles. So, just kind of debating, looking at my options. Here's some cool turbo stuff. I'm going to start with this motor, see how it looks. It is a 6.0. Was supposed to be a pretty low mileage motor. I'm not sure about that. I do not know. I'm going to try to keep everything kind of together, and we will check it out. Going to move some stuff, see if we can move it over here to the middle and see if we can start busting this thing apart. There it is. We're about to find out. Alright, so relatively clean. Actually cleaner than most of the others that I do. So, pretty happy about that. We'll yank the water pump off, get the manifolds off of this thing, and keep digging. So I've got the manifolds off, intake, water pump, pulled all the plugs out. Kind of rotated it over. Everything seems to be good and smooth, which is a good thing. This is a Gen 3 motor, and so everything seems to be pretty good. Relatively clean. I have not cleaned this thing off yet. That might be the next thing that I do. I need to pull the crank pulley off, and I might actually take this thing outside, spray it off, and just really have it ready to start tearing apart. I'll just kind of take a look over everything real quick, and just kind of see what the direction that I need to go. Really, I've got my cam ordered. Got a surprise for the cam, and I don't know if I'm going to use these heads or not. Still kind of debating on that. These are 317s. I got another set of heads over here. They're pretty good. And, you know, we'll just kind of play it by ear. This is kind of like the way that I did the Nova. Just kind of get it apart, do stuff as I go. So I have to order head bolts, head gaskets, stuff like that. But we will we'll get some more parts ordered. I'm gonna tear into this thing, make sure, see what all that we got, and you know, one piece at a time, we'll get this motor built. All right, so I have got everything taped up. Got all the surfaces kind of cleaned up. I scraped them, used a little bit of brake cleaner, make sure they're good and clean. Used some duct tape. It's actually Gorilla Tape. Make sure that no water gets in. I'm gonna take and run the plugs back in. I really just wanted to make sure that it turned over okay. I'll put the plugs back in to make sure no water gets in the engine, stuff like that. Now these right here is for coolant. Doesn't matter. It'll be totally fine. But even though I'm not going to use a lot of these parts, like the oil pan, stuff like that, and probably even the heads, it's still good to have them cleaned off. If any of my buddies ever say, hey, I need an oil pan, you know, I'm not just going to give them a nasty, dirty, oily, gritty oil pan. You know, they'll have a nice clean one. So, gonna get this thing outside, clean it up, and it'll be ready to start busting apart. So, let's clean it up using our special sauce that we got and get it ready. So I've got it outside, started spraying with my little homemade concoction here, and just gonna lather it down. And this stuff right here is old. I had this motor for a couple years, and so I'm just gonna let it soak, hook up the pressure washer and everything, and just let it kind of soak in there. And we'll, while it's soaking, I'm going to throw the plugs in it, and we'll just take our time with it, spray it off, and it'll be ready. Hopefully it turns out pretty well. Well, I'd say that worked pretty well for a quick little wash. It actually did really well. It's kind of dark in the shop over here in my little corner, but man, it helped a lot. Got a lot of that grease off. You can see kind of the brown on the block now. It did look black before from all kind of the grease and stuff, but you know, now it's much cleaner than it was, and you can definitely tell. So now's when we need to get to work. I'll end up pulling the heads this week, order some head gaskets, some head bolts for it, and start getting this thing ready for boost. So stay tuned. We'll get this thing ready to rock and roll.